What's up, wrestling fans? We are back again, and a lot of weeks I say there's a lot going on, and this week there was really a lot going on. Impact Wrestling Emergence, AEW All In, some terrible news with the passing of an old legend in Terry Funk and a young phenom in Bray Wyatt. John Cena is returning to WWE. CM Punk got into another backstage fight or fake fight or whatever. Will Ospreay is bound for glory, and Jordynne Grace is a hippo. Crit for returning to Impact Wrestling after a recent comment about people in positions of power sleeping with talent in the industry when the president of Impact is doing exactly that. Now, this is Discuss Impact. I'm JaySin here with the Horror King Gary. Gary is having a nice laugh over there about something. Got to mention quickly, we opened our Facebook page and a Patreon page over the weekend or whenever. My first post was about the Total Nonstop Impact crew or old crew, so I can get all of that ridiculous BS off my chest and on paper or not paper, It felt nice. So for me, that's over. But it will be there for anyone to read. That is Patreon / Discuss Impact Wrestling, and also search for Discuss Impact Wrestling on Facebook for the new page. What are we going to have in the future there? I'm not sure exactly. Special videos, definitely T-shirts, a lot of positive posts I can come up with, I'm sure, but also negative stuff, like about my old friend from Discuss PW, Eric, and sex scandals at AEW Pro, which I got straight from a free male talent, but that's in the future, and this is the now. So, Gary, you could take the really sad news about Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk.
Well, let's start off with Bray Wyatt, just because it's so, just because it's so close to, home in terms of, with me, especially because, I love the horror character. I think he was their faction was the main reason at the time when I was watching WWE, and to lose him at age 36, I gather it was from COVID.
Yeah,
they mentioned
it was like a late one of those long-term COVID things, and then he had a heart. Then he was kind of. They were saying he was getting better, and he just had a heart attack out of nowhere. That's what happens sometimes.
Yeah, it's super sad. Not that it isn't for Terry Funk, but
yeah,
his Bray Wyatt was so young.
And it's different when you're 36 and Terry, I think Terry was 80 or something, and kind of lived his best life and all that.
Yeah, and he has I believe 4 children too that he leaves behind, so that makes it all the more sad.
Yeah, I mean, a young wife, young kids. I would just say I read a lot of awesome things from his peers and friends on social media. I would tell fans to look those up. We're fans. There's not much we can add. That's we're not going to add anything better than people in the industry that are friends with him. I'm not going to put names
and for people out there that might not know it, he's the son of legendary wrestler Mike Rotunda.
Yeah, and I believe the nephew of Blackjack Mulligan, but I could be wrong about that.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think nephew of Barry Windham. There's a whole crazy thing. I don't know. Really sad, terrible. But let's get to fake terrible, which is wrestling. Pro wrestling. I know people don't like fake, but after talking about death, it kind of is. Yeah, well, it is. So quickly got to mention, Impact didn't post one thing about Emergence before on the day it aired on Facebook, which is just totally insane. I am 99% sure they were all watching or at All In because there are a bunch of AEW marks. I mean, Kidney literally said on Twitter he was going to All In, so I'm sure he spent his, whatever. I'm not going to get into the... Well, yeah, we are going to get into All In. What am I saying? So CM Punk got into another backstage bitch fight. I'm sure you read about this one. And then I read he had security with him leading. So backstage, he can't even walk around backstage in his own promotion that he works for. He needs security with him. How psychotic is that to begin with? And then he still got into a little fight with, who is it, Jack Perry? I don't know, man. I feel like if you're CM Punk, you should only be fighting with Jericho and guys like that. And hearing that CM Punk it like almost got into a fist fight with Jack Perry. Like I don't know. I've kind of lost like all respect for this dude. He just seems like such a bitch. No, what do you think?
Well, oh, definitely. I feel like he's gotten to be a very much of a poison in the locker room. AEW took another chance on him, and then he's already creating chaos in the with certain talent, and they're gonna have to sever ties if they want a straight and narrow backstage happy morale kind of roster.
I mean, it is great for us right now and like people who write about these things, and fans love it. But also, this is like the big news from the show that people are talking about today, which I think is really bad and says a lot about the quality of the show, which, again, not many people are talking about. They're talking about how many fans were there. They're talking about CM Punk's backstage fight. I'll give it to MJF. The guy fucking rules. He even made Adam Cole awesome just for being around him. But, like, anything outside of that, I think is – like, I didn't watch any of the show that MJF wasn't on, and I did watch the Sting part because it's Sting and it was a coffin match. But like I wasn't interested in anything, and like I couldn't even believe that I was so uninterested in such a big thing. You know what I mean?
Well, did you see that really stupid remark that JD from New York said? He said Sting's best run's been with AEW.
Oh, God. Yeah, now someone even Tony Khan said that too. I think. I mean, come on. Yeah. Like, seriously, did you not see the Crow Sting who literally just had to sit up in the rafters and was like the most over character ever? He didn't even do anything. He could just sit up there. I mean, we would go crazy. Holy shit! He has an actual crow in his fucking arm. But whatever. Well, he took on the entire NWO by himself. Fuck you. Yeah. Get out of here.
Yeah. And to be fair, I think the TNA Sting was really cool too. And I don't anything in AEW he's done thus far.
I mean, he's doing Joker Sting now. I don't know if you knew that part, but I mean, like that's like what people are into, because what a TNA gimmick, but whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't watch enough of the show to really even care that much. So, so John Cena is set to make his SmackDown return this Friday, and will stick around through October. So, cool for WWE fans and any Cena fans. I mean, the guy's a huge deal, no matter what you think. And I'm sure he's going to sell tickets and all that. Also, they have Trish Stratus doing house shows. I mean, that's kind of sick. Just kind of shows like they're on another level and all that. And now let's talk about Jordan quickly before we get to Emergence. I'm sorry, before that, got some quick shout-outs to Alan, Patricia, and Robles, who I watched some of Emergence with. And I was not a huge fan of it, but he was so excited that it made me more excited. And I'll probably give it a 7.5 instead of a 7, just because of him and his excitement. It was kind of like, I guess, it's, kind of like being there. I thought So Jordan, I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't really have anything to say other than I told her exactly what I said. I think you're a hypocrite, or no, you are a hypocrite. Like, how can you not be a hypocrite based on what you literally said like 8 days ago? Like, that's, I don't know. Unless the only way she's not a hypocrite is if Scott is leaving, in my mind. And I think, I don't know. I spoke to a lot of people about this, smarter people than myself, and even they agreed. Like, sometimes you're crazy about this and you're anti-Scott stuff, but yeah, no, this is messed up.
A case of really just like kind of going off on Twitter. Not very wise move, just what she knows.
Hell, if I'm Scott, I wouldn't push her now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but I totally get it.
Okay, so on to Emergence. Wow, we're not even at 10 minutes yet. Okay, good. Wanted to get this. We have to get this under 45. Can't do over that because it takes too goddamn long uploading and all that shit. So I think we both agree the tag match was the match of the night. Is that correct? I loved it, except for the ABC in good hands, because it didn't really do anything. And why?
Oh, yeah.
Like, why? What was the point of that?
I don't know. I was good to say too. I had an honorable mention too. I was very surprised at how well the Sonata and Jake something match turned out. Like there was some like really stiff, hard hitting going on, and I kind of expected that, but he was holding his own against Sonata.
I did not like the first 5 minutes or so. I was just like, Jake is never gonna win. Like, what's the point? But then, yeah. like after at some point, like I don't know, maybe near the ending, the last 5 minutes or so, like Jake looked fantastic. Like they were really giving him like some awesome moves to hit on Sonata, and Sonata, sells like crazy. The guy's fantastic. He's, world champ in Japan or whatever. And yeah, I mean, I never thought for 1/10 of a second that Jake would win, but it became a really good match by the end of it. And,
definitely.
I would have to say the biggest letdown was Kaz and Eddie. So what the hell was that? I mean, it was like 10 minutes of talking about Killer Kowalski. Then there was like 5 minutes of more like just them talking to each other like before fighting. And then they're wrestling in the Killer Kowalski ring. And then like there's 3 different rings. So I'm thinking, oh shit, this could be really cool. Like if they really use it. And then they did use a second ring. And then 4 minutes and 30 seconds later, the match is over after I feel they went with the most obvious goddamn creative decision, which is, I don't know. I don't think they have any okay, I'm sorry. I can't say the word, so I guess that shows my creativity. But I don't think they have much creativity at all, man. Like, I like Lish. We've been saying forever, let her do more. But she's like running this feud now. It's just like now it's too much Lish, and it's just so obviously leading up to Bound for Glory, Kaz and Eddie and their wives. No, is that what you?
Yeah, they definitely. If I'm not mistaken, didn't they leave it kind of like on a cliffhanger coming out of Emergence?
Honestly, I was confused by the end of this match, like what Kaz was thinking and what he was. I was just really confused. Like they set it up like it was going to be like everything was like cinematic except for the match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I believe it was kind of in a weird. Let's see. It was it was on the back end of the show, which is probably not something you should do anyway. I believe it was the 7th match of the night, so that really probably should put it somewhere like maybe in the middle or something.
Yeah.
With 4.
We were saying before we recorded, like I don't know. I think we think they should have like had maybe some more videos about Killer Kowalski or something. It's just. Like they did it all in one night instead of tell us why Killer I mean, what year is it? It's 2023. Like I'm sorry, I'm 43 years old and I don't know a ton about Killer Kowalski. I'll be a bad fan for that, but
Well,
how many people are younger than us watching that have no idea about Killer Kowalski?
I only know a little bit about him. I don't know that much, not much at all. But like the only reason why I know anything about him is because my dad's mentioned him, like with some of the greats like Hans Schmidt and Argentina Rocca and guys like. If you don't know Argentina Rocca, he was a barefooted wrestler and he used his legs for a lot of his matches.
And Kowalski was actually trained by Lou Thez, who was like kind of the man.
Oh.
So,
those names are pretty much, they're
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's like the biggest names and like the oldest names in wrestling. So pretty cool. But give fans like a reason to understand that aren't 80 or whatever. 50 is 60, 50, whatever. Okay, so I didn't like that, and I thought this whole time it's been leading to that Bound for Glory match. So I guess they have to just bullshit their way along until that happens. Got to go back to the tag match because Subculture. Holy shit. How fantastic are these guys? And then we get the sad news. They're done. They're done with Impact.
Right they are.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. They put a... Hang on. I think I have it on my phone here. It's like a...
Danny for us, Jay.
Damn it, no, I deleted it. But hang on, let me get back to this Punk thing because I just pulled up something on my phone. Nick Horseman of House of Wrestling. I actually thought he was from Wrestling Inc., but whatever, I guess he has too. Punk had travel hiccups before the incident. When Punk landed at the airport on the show, no one from the company was there to greet him, and there was no car service to take him to the hotel. He texted a number given by AEW driver, and it bounced back as invalid. He decided to buy a train ticket and find his way on his own to his hotel. The report noted the tube was busy, Punk got lost, and a few fans who noticed him helped him figure out where he was going. So that's why, like, he was so pissed off. I'm sure,
Jeez,
like, even...
It sounds like you got, like, a major ego, because WWE, there, you got the cushy treatment. You probably got limousine service and
Exactly.
all
Yeah.
that. And like you're not going to go to AEW and get that kind of treatment just because they're on another level up north.
Yeah. And sorry, before we get back to it, let me just read this out loud because this is from the Jordynne Grace. Sorry, the Jordynne Grace post from on August 18th. If you're a wrestling trainer who chooses to date someone you're training, you are taking advantage of a position of power and should be judged accordingly. I mean, I don't know how that can go not for Scott when it goes for a trainer. So, but yeah, I'm not going to keep going on that. And 411 Wrestling, I don't know if you saw this, but they gave it a 7 overall. And here's what they said. Impact has always been one of those shows that got the least acceptance amongst its peers. I could make a long list of shows that never got acceptance amongst its peers. That's all they wrote. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know if the guy was like stoned and didn't finish his thought.
I don't know if they're trying to say like Impact's fans are some of their worst critics. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of ways, because just some.
I took it as like Impact sucks, but at least they're better than like I don't know suckier things. Yeah. I don't know, but whatever. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure on subculture. I should have pulled up the goddamn actual guy's tweet, but I'm pretty sure they're gone. I really hope not. I mean, it's especially weird considering they're going to the goddamn UK. Like, wouldn't you want to keep those guys around?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because that's kind of like a small window now left for anybody with real talent left, because like everyone else is either signed somewhere else from the UK or I know not too long ago.
Aldis. We were saying this about Aldis.
Yeah, NXT in the UK. I don't know if that's still a thing, but like even if it's not, like they're kind of already branded by WWE. So
yeah. Okay, so I don't know. I'm guessing maybe I don't know where they're going to go, to be honest, because I don't think they have a WWE look. That's one thing about those dudes. I think they have a really bad look. And Rascals, this is their first time winning the Impact Championships. I could not believe that. Did you know that?
I was totally. Yeah, I did actually, because I remember the last time they had thought they had donned gold, they were stripped of it because I don't know if I can't remember the technicality to it, but they were stripped of the titles because of I don't know if he wasn't the legal man or whatever.
Okay, I mean there was 3 of these goddamn guys. There was 3 of these guys at one point, and again, I mean they never won the fucking titles. Jesus, I mean I know they had. Back then, they were going against. It was pretty stacked with LAX and Lucha Brothers, but whatever. I was shocked they didn't have a tag team run. Nice dive by Danny Luna onto the Good Hands, which I think was the only reason they all came out there because they didn't really do anything else. I think because Trey hit the spray paint for the win, so like I don't think they really needed any outside interference for that because like it happened like in a move where it was really slickly done. Like I hate the spray paint, but. Like, it was done really quickly in a move, and whatever. This was like 18 minutes, this was, according to 411. Just awesome.
Well, I don't know what you've thought about. I kept feeling like maybe they'd win the title due to the fact that they'd have a new member.
Yeah, I thought, like, myself and Robles, we kept thinking, every match, we were like, who's going to come out this time? It's just, I don't know. I guess it's a certain fans thing, I think. I was thinking maybe Leo would be the 3rd member because you mentioned that.
Oh yeah, but my thing is, I think that was part of the problem. If you went into this pay-per-view expecting a debut or or some kind of return, somebody or whatever.
I always am.
You know what I mean? And that's
my problem. Yeah.
Because
I always am. It's like a thing for me. Like I feel like every big show should have. But to be fair, this is Emergence. This wasn't Bound for Glory.
Yeah, but I get that feeling that I do think Impact would do that in the old days. Like I don't know, I used to sit around with my son and watch their monthly pay-per-view, and it wasn't uncommon for like every pay-per-view for somebody, former WWE star or somebody that's a free agent.
Well, how about going back to Jordynne? Why would they do that? Why would you show a little video of Jordynne who was like with Impact like a month ago? Like just showing her like she's like different. Like we know who Jordynne is. Like why not just have her come back and run in and do something cool? Like that
Well,
would
my
count.
problem.
Like that would count. You know what I mean? And I mentioned in our Impact Facebook group, that changed its name to just another pro wrestling group or something. I don't know. I can't pick a name because there's so many goddamn wrestling groups, and I keep finding out that someone already has that name.
My thing is with it, it was like she was gone like not that long ago, and like I would have given it more time to build some more suspense, and like it felt like she was hardly gone a hiccup and she's back, you know. So there's really no.
I feel like definitely don't announce it like that. Or be like, you know, put something like someone is returning, you know? Well, like just nothing. Just have Jordynne come in out of nowhere. Like, that's just so lame. And it was, I feel like it's the same shit they did with EY. And they stuck him back in a friggin' feud, in a boring feud that nobody or not many Impact fans care about.
That's kind of how I feel about the Will Ospreay announcement in a tad. Not because I
kind of do too.
But my problem with him is he's had several chances to show up at Impact, you know, on TV, whether it be pay-per-view or whatever. And there's always something that comes up. He's kind of given Impact that Davey Richards treatment, like on the Indies, like not showing up and always having an excuse why he can't, you know, be with Impact.
Well, I don't remember that stuff, but I'm glad you do. I'm just not really, I don't know. I'm not really excited. Unless, I mean, I guess he's going to be what, at the UK shows? I don't think they said anything. Oh, yeah, they did. I'm sorry. But Bound for Glory.
You might get Aussie Open back, Jay.
Oh, yeah, I know. But, I mean, oh, God. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. We will get Aussie Open at the UK shows. Like, I'll guarantee they'll be at the UK shows. Right now, I'm going to guarantee that shit. But, like, why wouldn't Ospreay and his crew be at those shows, too? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's confusing. Impact is confusing right now. And whatever. Let's just do the pre-show fast because I honestly missed both of them. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I missed both of them. I'm sure I'll go back. I'll go back and watch the first one, Bailey and Angels, because I like both of them. But why break Angels off if you're just gonna have him be a loser?
Oh yeah, definitely. I will say though, this is pretty typical pace of the X division. These two guys here. It clocked in somewhere around 10 minutes, which is pretty typical for an X division title match, or you know, not title match, but a bout. And like, I don't know, it was a good way to kick off the pay-per-view, but I just hate the fact that we stick, like I said, two matches on here, and you kind of have to keep them at a small running time. Otherwise,
it's never going to change. We've been talking about this forever, sadly. I mean, how about some videos? Like, put a bunch of goddamn promos for like what they did for the Eddie and Kaz thing, about the Bailey and Angels match, lead up to it, and fuck that other match with the Good Hands and Hendry and Yuya, which isn't needed. It was a 6-minute, 40-second match. I mean, nice that Yuya got a pin on someone. That's cool, but that's an Impact match. That could be on Impact. That could be on BTI, actually. I mean, that's.
But I mean, at least we got some character development from Yuya now.
Yeah,
and I do think Hendry have a little bit of chemistry though, in terms of like feeding off of each other, but I don't know, there's still something that's missing with him, with me.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun with the UK with those guys. See what happens. With are fans going to love Yuya? Are they going to see through Hendry, or are they just going to love him because he's a UK guy? I don't know. That could be fun. Sorry. Also got to mention, Grado was at All In. That pissed me off. Like, Impact doesn't even have Grado like as exclusive or whatever. And it was just the lamest shit ever. Did you see that? The Big Show, Grado, and the giant. I don't even know the dude's name. The giant Saudi Arabian dude, I think he is, or Indian, whatever he is. This guy's like 9 feet tall. Sangam Singh, I think.
Yeah. I think I did see something on that, but I don't know.
Terrible.
Not to get wrapped up in that.
Oh, just terrible. And he was, because it was, you know what it was? Because like the Big Show had to go down and like stick up for the UK basically. But what the fuck does the Big Show have to do with the UK? So they had to throw a UK guy in there, and that was him. So,
but just so I'm out there, there's an AEW fan listening. I did actually get a chance to see CM Punk's entrance in the UK, and it was pretty off the chart. Off the chart, like how interactive the UK fans were. They sung his theme song. I can't think of the name.
UK fans rule. Pretty much always, forever. That's just the thing, I guess. UK fans always rule. Like the night after WrestleMania, usually it's like UK, and always they got the UK people there, and it's just cult of personality.
Yeah.
Okay, so Emergence started off the main show with a no DQ match, and my God, this is the last match I would have picked to start the show. Eric Young versus Diener and Khan, and it wasn't because it was a bad match. I just know, like I'm part of groups. Nobody is into this. Nobody. Sorry, I hate when people say nobody. Not many people are into this. I mean, I know we're not. I listen to podcasts. I read reviews. I mean, it's got 3 stars, but it's like, okay, Eric Young wins. Can we please fucking move on now? But they're not going to, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know where they go from here because, like, now Eric Young's got to win over Diener and the design, and it's like, it seems like the only credible like talent out of the two is really Khan, because I mean he did get a beat down on Eric Young and whatnot, but like where do you put him on the roster, because he's like he's not like a vocal kind of guy, and like that faction is just like really beyond its shelf
Is it even
life.
Is it even a faction with 2 guys anymore?
Yeah, that's a thing.
I would take them off television. Hopefully that's the case. I don't know. Actually, should have looked up spoilers. Are there spoilers out there that we missed?
Well, my thing.
This was on Sunday, right? Oh no. Instead of taping today.
Yeah, they're taping later tonight.
Okay.
But I honestly think somebody like Khan should be being paired with somebody like a James Mitchell.
I was gonna say, who the hell was his old tag team partner? Was he the Ascension dude?
Oh, wasn't it Vince? Was it Vince? Not Vincent. I don't know. I'm
bring that dude in.
Yeah.
Or bring in some other huge dude. You know what I mean? Him and how about the monster. What the hell's his name? OVE monster.
Oh, Madman Fulton. Yeah.
Yeah, like him and Fulton, just a big ass tag team. Impact doesn't really have that. I mean, unless you count Moose, who's so goddamn gigantic, he kind of counts for 2 guys. But moving on to the Knockouts Tag Team Championship match. I was really worried about this one. I really thought Giselle and Savannah were gonna just somehow steal a win here. But MK Ultra got the win. Impact did the right thing. And my God, watching Courtney Rush, who was once like one of the greatest knockout characters, losing like that, and just getting destroyed at the end. It's crazy to see.
Well, I don't know what you thought, but I kind of got that vibe for a minute when they paired last minute paired Jody Threat with Kylan King. I honestly thought
that also worried me.
Yeah, I honestly thought they threw that in there as like a bone, like to let us know that like maybe they will go that direction, which was kind of cool. But I'm more than happy that MK Ultra was able to retain.
Yeah, I would have been very angry if anyone else. I mean, this is one. They're so goddamn over. Like they're so great. They're interesting. They're hot. Like they got hot promos. They got all kinds of things. Check out their Instagram. Like it's just awesome. They shouldn't be losing. I probably would have started the show with this one.
Not to mention, I got a really cool T-shirt out there too, Jay.
Yeah, I mean everything about them is cool. They even got a cool T-shirt. And Impact is not very good at T-shirts. Swinger versus Kenny King. Did this have to be on the main show?
Well, that's weird that they go and flip-flop that, because last podcast I mentioned that I don't know if I really would put it on the pre-show, and then I just thought that was kind of funny that they flip-flopped that out and they like stuck it on the main show.
I was just worried the whole match that Swinger might win, because I feel like it would kill the digital media championship. Although maybe it needs to be killed because it's a stupid name and idea, and they should just have a TV title. But Kenny King is still champ, which is nice. And good Lord, he went after Tommy Dreamer after the match. So I guess I'll check in on Kenny King in a few months when that's over.
We might want to mention too, Heath kind of turned the tide a little bit, where I thought maybe they might go that way, really, like for a quick second.
Stone Cold Heath.
Yeah, and I think that's what this basically is being set in motion for, is Kenny King in a program with Heath going forward. So
that'd be cool. Yeah, I'd be cool with that. Yeah, I forgot about that. I do love Stone Cold Heath when he pops in. Maybe he should pick his spots better, because this was kind of pointless. I mean, does he really want Swinger to win the title? Like, you know what I mean? Swinger's not a good guy. Like, why is he trying to help out?
Well,
like,
I kept worrying a little bit.
Swinger.
Well, did you hear the kind of the historical thing they said there at one point? They said it marks 20 years to today since Swinger's.
Yeah, I'll give it to them. Yeah, between that and the women's match change, they really had me worried when I normally wouldn't.
Yeah.
So nice job by them. We mentioned a tag match. Yeah, it's really gonna suck if those dudes are gone, because God, this was fun. I mean, everything Subculture has done in Impact has been a blast. We mentioned the back to school match, Sonata versus Jake. Just checking 411. They gave it 3 stars. I mean, yeah, I guess that's fair. I just think it, except when you compare it to, I mean, they give the Eddie match 2 stars. Like, there's no way this Sonata match was just 1 star better than that disaster or whatever that was. So I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just people's opinions, but I just like reading them out. And then the 8-man tag match, which. It was fun. There was a lot happening, and I had in my notes in big letters, Lio Rush is a fucking blast. I didn't really know of Lio. I mean, obviously I knew of Lio Rush. I didn't see him, though. Like, I didn't follow him. I didn't really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't doing things I was watching.
Well, if I remember right, like back when he was in ROH, he got like very little TV time, like, and all that, and like I don't know, maybe he's just having like fun again with wrestling.
Definitely looks like it.
They're like making him have a kind of an important role, especially in that team of Bully Ray, Brian Myers, and Moose. So
it definitely looks like it. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna see sometimes, like, this dude's flying around. I don't know. He's becoming one of my favorite wrestlers, or maybe he is already, like a speedball kind of type. But I don't know. Like, he's just got like the cool factor too, and I don't know. I really like everything about this dude. I could see him as like a future world champ. Like, forgetting everything else, like definite X division and all that. But tag and whatever.
It kind of feels like they're having the parent of the 4 guys, kind of almost like Impact's version of Honor No More.
Yeah. And at the end of the match, kind of shocking for me, and I guess a big question is, did Alex Shelley turn heel here when what happened? He bumped into you could take it.
Yeah, I think Josh was turned facing Shelley maybe, and I think he was asking, I don't know if he's asking him if he's okay, and then he went to turn around, and then I think Moose shoved him or whatever, and then he kind of like landed into Shelley, and like Shelley kind of had his head down, and I guess they made it tried to make it look like he sucker punched him, and like then that caused tension between the two, which I kind of always thought was going to brew over it, because Josh does own a victory over Alex Shelley already, and like I kind of feel like ever since he's kind of like won that time over him, he's kind of like had a one-upsmanship on Shelley, and like I don't know if Shelley kind of feels at this point he's kind of like a paper champion now that Josh is back.
I think most people do. I think that's how Impact kind of makes it, like, because they made Josh so, and they still do, like the way they talk about Josh. I mean, even like last night during the match, like they talk about him like he's just like so God. I mean, he's great, but I don't know. I think they kind of overdo it, where they put him up on a pedestal that like nobody can really get to, except maybe Moose, who I gotta say looks fantastic in this match again. And I think we were right last week talking about the big Moose push is coming.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, he pinned Josh.
Yeah, and I think with a recent announcement of him signing on, like might be the start of something really huge. So stay tuned to Impact every Thursday. Let's see if we're right.
The only thing here's what I'm worried about. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna go with Josh as the next champ. I think that would be too easy. But
Yeah.
I'm afraid they're gonna screw him again. Where like maybe he wins and then somebody cashes in, and like didn't that happen? Didn't that happen last time?
Yeah. Yeah, that happened as I believe his first, wasn't it his first like mini?
Yeah, was it his Moose? I think.
Yeah.
I think it was Moose just hit him with a spear out of nowhere, and then that was. I could totally see something like that happening again, and then like maybe Moose helps Leo get the win or something. No, I'm sorry. Who has the goddamn cash in right now?
Like,
oh no, Leo does, right? Does the champion have the cash in? Yeah.
Yeah, and what my thing is, back then I really liked how Impact used their indie dates that they did, like to incorporate it into the storylines, with the cashing in and all that, and like being attacked at.
That's another thing I wish they would explain more, though. Like, when can people cash in?
Yeah,
like can the X Division guy cash in the same as when Kushida can cash in? Is it just a cash in, like the WWE thing, where just say, "Hey, I'm cashing in right now"? Like I don't know. We've been recording about this show for years. That's the kind of thing we should know, I think. Also, like, what the hell is the X Division? I think we need updated rules on that. Like, is there a size thing still going on or whatever? So, yeah, Leo was awesome here.
It's had so many, speaking of X Division, it's had so many revolving doors in the last few years. Yeah. It's like the one with the, under the Billy Corgan regime, kind of like you had a third of the, like kind of their creative, and they had some like white flag thing going on, and I don't know, that was just a really low point for the division. I feel
like it's just throw a little thing like before an X Division match, throw up a graphic like this is what the X Division is, simply, just for like new fans, even old fans, whatever. People love graphics.
Well, I think we're totally I believe Mike Tenay had a lot to do with the X Division when he was there, and like you can totally see that now that he's no longer there. Like it's kind of become a kind of taking a back seat to every division.
It's funny you just gave me a thought of, is it possible Impact, going by the time frame, has been going downhill since Bob Ryder died? It's a question for fans. Let us know. Also, you could think about that. And what do you think?
That's a fair question. I know.
I think it was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, I was told. I'm not sure if it was that, but I definitely know it hasn't been that long. And like, my thing is with it, like, I feel like the love for X Division is no longer there. I feel like they rely too much.
2020.
Too much on the comedy lately too.
Yeah,
and those are my qualms about.
Impact. Bad comedy. I always say that. Like, there's room for good comedy. I mean, look at WWE. Everybody bashes the fuck out of WWE, but Eli Drake is good comedy. Always has been. Started in TNA. We all fucking loved him. Or, most of us loved the dude. And, like, now seeing him do it on, like, a huge stage, like, I don't know. Like, you can be funny. Like, I don't know. Maybe he did his own creative back then. I don't know. Like, maybe someone from creative left. But, Jesus God, Impact really needs creative help. And... wait, what else happened in this match? Oh, our boy PCO. We almost forgot to mention. PCO back from the dead. Lights go out. Again, bully. I mean, I got to give it to the guy. The way he looks terrified. Like, I really thought he was going through. I thought PCO was finally going to get his revenge here, but man, they're putting PCO through everything. He just can't get his, like, you know what I mean? Like, usually somebody gets like their win back by now, but this dude has been like lit on fire, like everything. But I don't know. I guess it's cool.
Well, I was totally worried about him when he did the like kind of like the suicide dive, because this is a smaller venue than what we've been accustomed to as of late. And when he hit the suicide dive, I'm like, man, don't hit them railings, because because like there wasn't much room between the ring apron and.
Did he had a suicide dive on this match?
Oh no! Like when remember when?
Oh yeah, thinking let the show.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because on this one he did. He did the episode.
Just off.
But no, you're right. Yeah, going back to that episode, yeah. But this one, it was just the lights went out when it was Bully and Shelley, and PCO was, was standing there about to kill Bully, and then everyone kind of, all the heels kind of, held on to like PCO, and Moose picks him up with Bully and slam him through a table again, and he sits right up like the Terminator, which was awesome. And then Steve Macklin comes back, which is cool. We needed, Impact needs those top guys. And Macklin, I like how they put him back like in a top guy kind of way, like he goes right back after Alexander.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like continuing the storyline from months back.
So good job there. And, Moose loved it. And then the Knockouts match, which, oh, man, thought it was really good, but I hate so much that Deonna tapped twice. And I don't know, man. Like, I was thinking maybe she's leaving, but she's not leaving. She's been advertised for literally everything they have coming up in the future. So I don't know. I don't know.
It's just
Is it a
really
story?
tough.
I mean, I guess it's a story that she can't get past Trinity's unstoppable submission move, but I've never even known Trinity to have a submission move. Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure. It's weird to me, but I also thought Deonna would steal a win here because Trinity's making a movie, but who the hell knows what's going on with movies, because I'm pretty sure that strike is going to last forever, and it's all confusing, and I don't know, and we're at 41 minutes, so we got a few minutes to play around here. Well, I mean, overall, I said 7.5. What do you
got? I'm going to go lower than that. There's a lot I didn't like about it. Aesthetically,
Hater alert.
It was very dark. I thought some of the matches were kind of downright boring. The crowd was very dead throughout the night, which is big for me. I mean, there were some times they were actually cheering, like when PCO popped up and things like that.
I just want to say, I want people, if anyone out there is like, oh man, these guys are like haters, go back a year. We've been doing this for so long, and there was a time where I was like, Gary, you got to think of something negative. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because you were like incredibly positive about most everything. You still are. You're a positive fan. Like, I'm kind of like not, because I've literally worked with people in the business, and like I just know how shitty it is and all that. But you're a fan. Like, you don't have any reason or, like bias or anything. You just don't like what's been going on lately. And you pretty much loved last year, like I did, or at least early last year.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, as long as the ratings are still doing well, I guess there is some hope, optimism there. Because I mean, if they're kind of like, we find that they're not really the best shows, but they're still getting ratings. I mean, do we kind of blame people that are watching? Because like,
well, I mean, they had that one really good week. I think that was coming off of the pay-per-view, the big pay-per-view. What was that? Slammiversary or whatever the last big pay-per-view was. Yeah, I guess Hard to Kill. But whatever it was. Remember they got that really big buy rate? And then they got really good ratings like a week later. It was like 156,000 or something. But then they dropped back down to 100 the last we heard.
Oh, yeah, 107, and I didn't catch what it did this week.
Yeah, we're recording this on Monday, so that probably won't even come out for like 2 more days. Until
but again,
Mr. Thurston pulls it out of his ass or something. I don't know where he gets it from.
But again, tonight, remember, if you're looking for spoilers, hit up Impact Asylum. They should have something up by the end of the night. So,
yeah, and I think that's about it. 43 minutes. Look at us. Congratulations to us. Nice job. And yeah, that's about it. Subscribe, like, all that crap. And we'll be back next week, because that's what we do. We don't take goddamn weeks off no matter what's happening. We don't use backup teams, and we don't skip shows like some other podcasts that have 18 people working in multiple countries and still couldn't record the multiverse show review.
we'll be back. Back next.
Is there a little hint of racism in there because it was a Japanese show? I don't know, fans. That's for you to judge.
Yeah, we'll be back here next week doing the fallout from Emergence. So stay tuned to the channel.
Hopefully it's fun. We'll catch you next week.
See you later.